Good morning, my beautiful mamas. Welcome to another mat Pilates session. This session is suitable for pre and postnatal. We're going to be using some mini weights today. Mine are 1 kilogram. If you don't have 1 kilogram weights, go ahead and grab some water bottles and fill them up. It's the same thing. I am doing this session outside today on my balcony. If you hear a little bit of drilling, there's some building going on next door, so please bear with me. But without further ado, let's get moving. All right, so placing your weights just in front of you, I want you to come up into a nice kneeling stance. I want you to really think about your posture, because that's what's going to set us straight for this session. Shoulders back and down, shoulders over your ribs, ribs over your hips, hips over your knees, and you're not sticking your butt out too much, so it's in a nice neutral position. From here, go ahead and grab hold of those weights, hold them together, and I want you to press them together with your hands in a fist. Your elbows out like so. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, squeeze the weights together nice and tight, and you're just gonna halo over your head. So it's a nice small movement here. We're just warming up the shoulder girdle. So really think about pulling those weights up and over your head in a nice halo position. And when you think about your ribs, I don't want them to be flaring. I want them to be pulling down towards your hips. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those weights together. So even this, we're just getting a little bit of activation going in those shoulders. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So no rib flare. Exhale, the weights go around. Really feeling all those muscles activating in your shoulder girdle. Let's go for one more. And then go ahead and bring those weights down towards your thighs, palms facing in. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift the arms up overhead, shoulders back and down. And as you're doing this, I want you to think about your T-zone, ribs towards your hips and back in. So inhale, prepare, T-zone. Arms lift up, ribs come down towards your hips, and you're giving those abdominals a nice big hug. So we're just warming up our T-zone, making sure our abdominals are working, and we've got that breath core connection. So think pulling down the ribs towards your hips, pulling down the shoulders back and down, so they're not creeping up towards your ears. Creating that body awareness. As you pull the arms up overhead, you're pulling down. So there's a reach and a pull down. So it's a nice contrasting movement. Two more here. Just getting a little bit of heat going. Final one. And now leave the arms up overhead, and we're just going to pull those elbows down and up. So I can already start feeling this in my shoulders. There's definitely some heat that's been created. Pull the elbows down towards shoulder height. Pulling the shoulders back and down, no rib flare. Nice neutral stance. Let's go for one more here. One, reach back up, arms come to about shoulder height, and you're just gonna hold it here for a nice few breaths in and out. Really feeling that heat. And release. You can roll out those shoulders a couple times. 3 times, great job. Now coming onto your glutes. Your feet are going to go flat onto the mat, hip distance apart. Your knees are in, so don't let them flare out like this. From this position, we're just going to do some rollbacks. Now, if you are pregnant or if you're early postnatal, I want you to really think about placing your hands underneath your thighs to help you out here, to support you. Inhale, belly comes out. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under and curl that spine through so you get that nice C curve. Hold here, reach back up, open up the chest. Exhale, curling under. So you've got those arms there for the support. If you're a little further in your postnatal journey and you feel that you can step this up just a little bit, then you can go ahead and release those arms and just try and do the curl backs by just holding your hands next to your thighs. Seeing if you've got a strong abdominal connection to hold yourself there. Inhale, reach up, open up the chest. Exhale, curl through. Feel that C-curve position. Feeling it nicely in your lower back. This is a nice gentle movement to wake up the spine. Now, if you are in your third or late into second trimester, then I want you to stay with this movement here. But if you're in your first or in your postnatal stages, then you can come all the way down with me on the exhale. Still, you can keep that support on your arms, use your elbows until you roll all the way back down, placing your head on the mat. Tuck your chin in, chin comes first, upper back, lower back. You can grab on for support onto your legs and roll yourself up very gently. Now, if that is too much, then go ahead and go back to that first movement. But if not, let's do that again. Curling under, using the hands as support, all the way back down. If you're quite strong postnatally, you can drop the hands as support and use your abdominals to pull yourself back up. But what you want to be checking for is doming of the abs. And again, one more time. If you see any doming or protruding during pregnancy or during postnatal phase, then the exercise is too difficult. And reach back up. Nice work, ladies. Now coming down onto your elbows, palms flat onto the mat, shoulders round, back and down. For those of you who are pregnant or early stages postnatal, keep your feet flat on the mat and keep them together. The move is going to look like this. Inhale, prepare, T-zone. Exhale, open the legs out, squeeze the heels together and come back in. As you come back in, you want to really be thinking about turning on those abdominals. Inhale, exhale, open. For those of you who can, lift those legs up into a 90-degree angle, squeeze the heels together and do the same. Exhale, open, squeeze the heels together. Inhale, prepare, exhale, close. Think ribs to hips. Exhale, open, inhale, prepare, exhale, close, zip up that midline. Go nice, slow and controlled so you can have your feet on the mat or up at a 90-degree angle. Think about those shoulders, they're pulling back and down. Nice work, one more here. Perfect. Now I want you to open up those legs so you're in your nice diamond position. For those of you who are up here at a 90-degree angle, you're going to bring those toes down and up, down and up. For those of you who are down on the mat, I just want you to keep your legs flat on the mat and just lift one leg up and down. Think about your core connection. Exhale, lift. As you're lifting up, your T-zone is nice and switched on. Your pelvic floor is lifting gently. Only go as fast or as slow as you can. So for those of you who are up, you're going to come down and up at the same time. So really making sure it's nice, slow and controlled here. Checking down at your abdominals, seeing there's no doming happening. Last one, and release those legs back down. So next we're going to go into a nice side plank. So you're going to bring that weight, place it in front of you, come down onto your elbow, make sure your elbow is in line with the shoulder, knees in line with your hips. Option one is to modify it just onto your knees. So inhale, prepare your T-zone, exhale, lift that hips up. So you want the hips up and the arms up overhead. So lift that bottom hip. Option two is you can come into a full side plank, a nice staggered stance. From this position, lift that weight up overhead and bring it down. Let's go. So pick the option that works for you. You can even drop the weight if it's too much, but just make sure your T-zone and your abdominals are nice and supported and you're in great alignment. Lift up at that bottom hip. Three more. Last one. And bring it down. Really nice work. Keep onto that elbow. This time the bottom leg is just slightly bent. Your top leg is going to come up to hip height and your elbow is going to tuck in towards your body. You're going to lift that top leg up and down, and then your elbow is going to come out and in. So your arm is going to go out and in, just externally rotating it, but keeping that elbow touching your body and nice and tucked in. Your leg is fully extended. And as you lift it up and down, your hips are not flying to one side. Point the toe, lengthen. And as you bring that leg down, you want to keep it up at hip height. So you don't want it to drop down towards the floor. One more here. That's it, really nice job. Reach that arm up overhead with the weight. And at the same time, you're going to lift the arm and drop the weight down and up. So again, keeping those hips forward, keeping that alignment, reaching through the toes, reaching through the fingertips with those weights up overhead. Not sinking through your side. You guys are doing so well. Last one here. And back in. Dropping that weight down. Coming up, pressing up onto a nice kneeling stance. You're going to go ahead and grab that other weight behind you. That same leg that was going up and down is going to come up and face that foot forward. Reach your right arm overhead. Think about the rib flare. You want to pull it down towards your hips, making sure to give your abdominals a nice big hug. Inhale, prepare, exhale, reach up and coming down the side of your leg as far as you can and back in. So this is a tiny movement. It's like as if you're reaching, trying to touch your knee that is kneeling onto the mat. Reach, 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 reach. Only going as far as you can to keep that control. You'll feel this in your side, getting that nice lateral stretch. Remember that shoulder mustn't creep up towards your ear. My abdominals are switched on and I'm reaching with my fingertips. One more here. And then reach and hold. So reach, 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 hold. And back in. Keeping that same leg nice and extended. I want you to this time bend and we're going to come into a kneeling stance. So towards your right side. For those of you who are pregnant, you might need to bring that leg out to the side to allow room for your bump. Now you're going to come forward slightly, so bringing those shoulders a little bit over your hips, keeping that nice leaning stance. Your abs are nice and tight. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, palms come up in towards facing the midline. Exhale, reach back, getting that nice tricep extension. So bending at the elbows, reaching up, palms facing up towards the ceiling as you come behind you. Inhale, come in. Exhale, reach up. Nice work. Trying to keep that stability. So pressing down on your right leg. But my upper body is not moving, just my arms doing the work. Bending at those elbows. Reach, 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 reach. Squeezing the shoulder blades together as you reach. One more here, and the next one you're just going to pulse up. Hold it here and just give me a few pulses, reaching with the fingers. Reach, 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 hold, and release. Now come down onto all fours, and you're just going to, with the right arm, so make sure your back is nice and flat, and with the right arm you're just going to come in and up. So we're just doing a single arm extension this time, but this time you've got nice support because we have done quite a few reps. So really lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Last one here. And now you're going to bring that arm up overhead, pulling the shoulder down as you do it. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, T-zone on. Lift that arm up overhead, pulling back with that shoulder so it's not creeping up towards your ear. Only going as far as you can go without compromising your positioning. Relax the neck and shoulders. Eyes down to your mat. One more. Nice work. Can really feel that moving. Now from this position, I want you to bring that elbow as if you're pulling it back towards the bottom side of your mat and back down. So we're doing a nice single arm rear delt raise. So I'm just going to change position so you can really see what I'm doing here. So there's a nice bend in my elbow. I'm pulling that elbow down and diagonal as if I'm pulling it down towards the back corner of the room, squeezing the shoulder blade as I bring it up. It's only coming in line with my body, not higher, and pulling that elbow down. One more here. Nice work. Now we'll go straight into those overarm reaches. So inhale, prepare your T-zone. Left arm is going to come up and overhead, fully extending that arm. You can also think about your abdominal connection here. You can work your abs at the same time, really focusing on rebuilding that core, pulling the ribs towards your hips as you pull that weight up overhead, supporting your balance. One more here. And release. We'll go into that rear shoulder, rear delt raise. Let's go. Comes back in. So pulling that shoulder down, making sure your hips are not wobbling so that your shoulders are still facing down towards the mat. You're still square on. But I tell you guys, you're doing so well. Stay with me, stay focused, stay controlled. It's all about the body awareness, about the breath, the connection, the mind to muscle connection. Feeling everything that's moving, working. I'm feeling good. And release. Now let's go into that single arm tricep extension. Really reach through the fingertips, really squeeze and lift and extend at the back. One more, and then you're going to hold it up there and give me some small pulses, tiny pulses. Really reaching, feeling that work happening, pushing through it, and release. Nice work. Just shake out those shoulders, move around, do whatever feels good. You can move forward and back here just for a little bit of a stretch. Then bring that left leg up. Remember, if you're pregnant, bring it out to the side to have some room for your bump. Bring yourself forward, and we're going to finish off those arms here. So palms come in, inhale, exhale, reach. Palms go up towards the ceiling. Really squeezing and lifting as you extend those arms. Relax the head and shoulders, eyes gazing down towards your mat. Press through that front foot. one more here. And release. Nice work. So that front leg is going to come towards your side. Make sure you're in a nice neutral stance. Your hand comes up overhead, ribs towards your hips. Inhale, prepare, exhale, reach up. So that slight, nice side bend, feeling that lateral bend. And back in. So only go as far as you can. Tiny movement, but really feeling that extension. You might feel a little bit wobbly on this one, very normal. Reach, 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 reach. Back in. Exhale, reach. Perfect. Think about your alignment. Use that foot as stability. One more here. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Reach, reach, reach. And back in. Perfect. Coming down onto your right side. Remember, we've got the other side of that plank and that elbow work. So your one weight can come down in front of you, and you can go into either your modified plank or your full side plank. Inhale, prepare your abdominals. Exhale, find the option that works for you. Squeeze and lift up. Reach that arm up overhead, and let's go. Always checking down at your abdominals to make sure there's no doming. Remember, if you feel ill at any point, take a water break, have a pause. Looking up at that weight, you can even drop the weight if it's too much. 2 more. Nice work. And release back down, staying up onto that elbow. Bringing that elbow in towards your sideline, keeping that nice alignment. Foot comes up, reaching with those toes to about hip height. Lift that foot up and down. Externally rotate that arm. There's always one side that's tighter than the other. This is definitely my tighter side. Very normal. Think about your rib cage. Only lift that leg as far as you can without wobbling forward or back. Keep that leg up at about hip height. Last one here. And release. That arm comes up overhead, and same arm to leg action, reaching up and down. Again, keeping it controlled. Exhale, reaching up and down. Really good job, guys. We're almost done, I promise. 2 more here. Final one. And release that arm. Now I want us to come down onto our back, so come nice and safely down onto your side and then onto your back. For those of you who are pregnant, so in your late 2nd trimester or in your 3rd trimester, I'm going to put a modification in the corner of this video. We're going to finish off with some glute bridges with some chest presses. So bring those arms to about 90-degree angle, 45-degree. So bring those arms to about 45-degree angle. Your feet nice and flat. Inhale, prepare your T-zone. Exhale, squeeze the glutes, lift those hips up, and as you do it, you're going to press up and down. Holding that glute bridge at the top here, please. Squeezing those glutes, keeping the knees up towards the ceiling and not flaring out, and keeping your abdominals on. Nice work. So let's do 2 more here. Perfect. Bring those arms in towards your chest, and you're going to open and close at the knees. So still squeezing those glutes, keeping those hips high. You're opening and closing at the knees. Press the weights together, and you're just going to press up and down. Think ribs towards your hips. Contain that nice abdominal region. Only press the knees as far as you can, control it. can bring those weights down, you can drop the weights. And I'm just going to give you one last push, is I just want you to squeeze up and down. So just tiny pulses, feet nice and flat, just up and down. Really good job. Keeping that rib to hip connection. One more, squeeze and hold. And release back down. Really nice job, guys. So that we have it, guys. We are finished our workout. Just going to stretch out our arms and our chest area, so holding the hands behind us in a nice kneeling position. Pull back, back, back. If you want, you can bring your forehead down towards the mat if your bump allows it, or if you're postnatal. Taking a few breaths here. And coming back up. Just coming onto all fours. Bringing that right arm in towards the mat, bringing the right ear down, stretching out, pulling the hips back. Getting that nice upper back stretch. And other side. And we did a tiny bit of glutes here, but if you can bring that right knee in towards your hands and just pull back, getting that nice pigeon pose. Really great for the glutes, and especially if you're pregnant and postnatal, you're going to feel this as a great relief, especially in your tailbone area, your lower back, your glutes. It's all connected, so you can also come down onto your elbows and feel a stretch here, or reach the arms up overhead. And finally finishing with the other side. And gently coming back up. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for joining. There was tons of modification in there, so you can pick the level that works for you. Remember, don't push yourself if you are in pregnancy or early in your postnatal phases. Always check down at your abdominals. Make sure you're safe, stay hydrated, take breaks, and just have fun and feel good. Feel that awareness of the body and feel all the muscles that are meant to be working. If you like this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe so I can shoot more great videos and movement sessions your way. And I'd love to hear from you. Send me your journey. Let me know how it's going. All right, thank you so much for joining, guys. Ciao for now.